rehearsal studios.
Putney Bridge.
Yeah. Which is where we rehearsed, where we wrote our first record, where we're writing our second record now. We've spent every day off we've had, I guess, well, for the last few months anyway, here, and we're booked in. Every day off we've got until Christmas, we're booked in here, so, yeah. We're going to alleviate the difficult second album worries with a Christmas album as our second album. and then hopefully the third one.
Christmas covers album.
Exactly, our
Christmas
second
classics.
proper will be Christmas classics with
21
the Vaccines.
Christmas classics with the Vaccines.
I really like the Trains. They've made their way on some of our demos, and Emo runs it told me that apparently
they made their way onto
the XX record. Because apparently they recorded some of their album next door. But they, I don't know, it just all adds to the atmosphere, really, doesn't it? When we were here, we were kind of protected from the world, and I guess we were here this time 18 months ago, and there came a point when we had to leave this little room and say, right, let's show the world what we've got. I don't think we ever sort of could have really dreamt that we'd get the response we have got for that record, really, yeah. We definitely hit the ground running, but I think lots of people think that stuff happened for us a lot quicker than it did. I mean, we were here for, 6 months, and before that, sort of writing for about a year. But, we tried to get our sound as close to perfect as we possibly could and as we felt we could. And so even though it happened really quickly, once we hit the green light, we were kind of like waiting and holding back for a really long time and just trying to get our music to a point where we were really proud of it and really happy with it. And we've all been in bands where I guess we felt we'd rushed a bit and stuff, and so we just wanted to, just be creative and just, no pressure, and no one knew we existed, and we could do what we want. And then when we were happy with it, we said, OK, now's the time.
I can barely look at you, don't tell me who you lost it to. Didn't we say we had a deal? Didn't I say how bad I feel? Everyone needs a helping hand. Who said I would not understand? Someone up the social scale for when you're going off the rails. Now post break up stakes that helps you forget your wake me on the 37th hour.
We're at the Riverside Cafe.
It's a nice place to go for fry-ups.
They've basically fed us pretty much every day we've been in the studio. It's sort of the only Greasy Spoon, the only good little cafe in the area.
It's family run.
Yeah, it's family run. And it's also where we did our first ever sort of photo shoot. It was for the NME. In fact, it was right in front of this. I remember having a conversation. I was really worried that it was going to look too kind of, you know, like typically English, but you know, I don't think it looks English at all, actually.
It was quite sweet as well. We came in a couple of weeks later, like with a copy of it for them to have a look at it, and they kept it, and they put the picture up behind the bar there.
It's buy 100 dinners, get one photo behind the bar. I think when we're getting cabin fever, it's quite often the place to come to. So it's where we met our label for the first time as well. It's where we met the producer, the guy who produced our record. We met him in here for the first time. So, yeah, there's been a few kind of pivotal moments for the band in here.
It's quite nice. There's some people who just come up to you and just, you know, no introduction at all. They just say, how's the next album? It's like, yeah, just have a chat about it. It's quite nice. You get it here and there, you know, when you're on the tube or whatever. You had a good one.
Yeah, we're not sort of well known enough really for it to really affect your day-to-day life. But when it happens like once a week or whatever, it's quite nice just to talk to people. And like quite often it's not just a case of like, sometimes quite often they've got sort of something nice to say and something interesting to say to you. So I really like it. I like having sometimes it's nice having chats with people. Yeah.
There's only two things to do where I'm from. It's either you start a band or you
hunt.
or you play sports, and I'm not very sporty.
There was always music on in my house. Most of it was pretty terrible. Yeah, it's like my dad played keyboards and had guitars and stuff, so it was always kind of something to screw around on, you know. But yeah, it's just a lot of music. I think we're all fairly similar in that, really.
I was always very attracted to guitars. I love people like Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, and Elvis Presley, and Mick Jones, and Johnny Marr.
So were you attracted to guitars or pretty boys with nice haircuts?
Pretty boys with nice
guitars.
haircuts who played guitar.
I think one thing that kind of binds us all together is that we sort of all explored like all the different avenues we thought possible, and I think we'd all become quite disillusioned with what we were doing, and I think we probably lost our way a bit. And I think that one thing that became quite apparent as soon as all four of us got in the room together was that, you know, we had sort of similar ideas about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. And I just remember the first time Pete came to practice, and it just felt right, you know, just sort of like this is it, this is a band. It just felt, you know, I've never really felt that before.
I was always wrong, you all in white. Green dance cheekbones, teenage hormones, your complexion, a physical affection. You're a godsend, do you want a boyfriend? Crazy, easy tiger. Her mom's made up, she don't wanna go steady. She's only 17, so she's probably not ready. So you wanna come on across Bay Boulevard? Small snap dance, skinny framework, tall sharp hips, and your heart in the same work. Giving me the sweet talk, walking down the catwalk. I want a mannequin, but she won't let me in. Her mind's made up, she don't wanna go steady. She's only 17, so she's probably not ready. A-M-A-N, she ain't no doubt. So you wanna come on across Bay Boulevard?
at Old Hat, which is a vintage clothing shop in Fulham, London. When we first got together, we all came here and bought old sort of 50s overcoats and
winter coats.
Winter coats and wore them every day. And I think it's, you know, it's sort of classic, simple, kind of timeless pieces, really. And I think, as with lots of things, you know, music videos and sort of, I think what you wear is often an extension of your art, especially if you're a performer in a pop band, and often great pop music is well presented as well. So I think we sort of take pride and also keen interest in what we kind of wear, and a lot of it's from here.
Like from the word go, basically, when we were writing our first album, and you know, it was kind of in its early stages. We decided we all felt the same, that we wanted, you know, the visual aesthetic to kind of match the you know, the music.
I don't think anyone would want to have a boring aesthetic. I think it's just a lack of imagination if you don't have it.
I mean, that kind of extended from, you know, from sort of the clothes that we wore to like the videos that we made, the artwork for the singles and the album and stuff. Like that all came quite early on. We were sort of throwing ideas and references around before we'd even played shows even.
I think it's a misconception those things aren't connected to the music. I think everything's very closely connected.
All our favourite bands had that kind of attitude as well.
I've always been a very big fan of the 50s look. I think that was a very... I don't want to say masculine. I mean masculine, not in a macho sense, but it just kind of, it just suits men very well. I don't think it suits girls as much as it suits guys, but the 50s look just works really well. But yeah, I've made an effort to like try and wear the same thing a lot on stage, you know, instead of changing all the time.
Fashion and style, you know, it gives you an opportunity to... I mean, there aren't really many things you can do to change who you are, but you can certainly change people's first impressions with what you wear. I have my favourite cities.
Yeah.
I love New York.
I love New York.
I love Paris. I love Stockholm.
Copenhagen.
Yeah. I mean,
well, it's always good to. Well, I absolutely love playing gigs in the UK. Like that's always fun. Like when you've been away for a long time, you're always looking.
Glasgow.
Glasgow's amazing. Yeah. And so you know, there's a lot of places. You don't really keep yourself sane when you're on the road.
Do you not?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on how heavy it is. It comes and goes. Like sometimes it's fairly easy, and sometimes it's like what was like 16 flights in 9 days or
like
10
days, whatever.
Yeah.
It can be quite hardcore.
It can be quite hardcore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like this, you know, there's a lot of waiting around, and there's a lot of just sort of killing time. But it's always worth it when the shows
like
are good.
The 40 minutes
exactly.
on stage.
And that's what keeps you sane. You know.
I don't think I could ever really have, I don't think any of us would ever have believed how much work's involved. I think over the summer we spent something like 1 day at home in about 3 months or something, and it's sort of, I guess, my throat, this is testament to the fact that I didn't shut up for about 6 months. I think like being in a band is hard work, and there are times when you miss home, but I can't really think of anything else that I'd rather be doing. My favourite gigs, I'd say, were Tea in the Park and then Reading and Leeds, I think. They just felt like the coming together of everything, really, and it just felt nice to be loved, really.
Yeah.
obviously success is an exciting and kind of well, it's fun, isn't it? It's fun to be doing
course,
well and to play and to, you know, to get to play shows in front of so many people and stuff. But so it's funny. I don't really know. I suppose it's how you measure success, really, isn't it? I guess you know, you get fulfillment from lots of different things, and maybe we're selling a few more records than lots of other guitar bands. I personally think that's because we write kind of more sort of straight up pop songs, and you know, we're a rock and roll band, but we're a pop band as well. And there's lots of people always talk about sort of death of guitar music and saying how their guitar bands aren't doing very well. But
I just don't believe that.
I feel that, you know, the underground and sort of guitar music is thriving. It's just not in the charts, and it's nice to buck the trend. But I guess maybe that means we appeal to kind of pop music fans as much, if not more.
Rock and roll fans.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of, I think we all have, of pop music that has something to say and that speaks to you and that feels, you know, well, feels like it has more substance than, I mean, look at the awful state kind of like mainstream R&B and hip hop's in at the moment, where every song is about the club. And I like the idea of being able to kind of play music with essentially the same melodies as all that kind of stuff, but maybe something that actually means something to me and us and other people. And you know, whether or not we have a message or not is debatable when you're singing, if you want to come back, it's all right, it's all right. But, like, you know, I think that, you know, we're fans of pop music with something to say and honest, sort of emotional pop music with depth, and so that's what we're trying to create, yeah.